And no heckling my weather, despite the fact that I don't bring you any warm weather or sunshine. It is cloudy, dull and damp, and it is here to stay. I'll have all the details of that and more coming up on Good Morning Britain.
And you said no heckling this morning on it, haven't you? The clown. Ed's got a
garlic bread.
We
love you.
Garlic bread heckling. It's because Peter Kay threw out a heckler who kept
Related to nimbostratus or cumulus.
Might just be shouting, give me some sunshine.
Yes.
I am trying my hardest. There is very little on the horizon, but here's the details. There is very little movement with our weather, but here's the why. It's because we can either get low pressures bringing stormy conditions that we've not had for a while, or high pressure that's been sitting across Scandinavia that we have right now that keeps the weather slow moving, and it stops these weather fronts making progress, and it just has been bringing in a feed of cloud from the near continent for days. Some weather fronts make progress later on this week in the far southwest, but by and large there's not much going on or much change with the weather as we head through the next few days. Yet again today there's a lot of cloud around, thick enough to give that annoying rain and drizzle. And it feels cold, but not quite as cold as it was yesterday. So this is how it looks first thing on the satellite and radar. More cloud around. Temperatures just a few degrees above freezing, a touch of frost with clear skies in the north, but patchy rain and drizzle on these exposed eastern side of England and Scotland, and cold enough for some sleet and snow across the high ground of the Grampians and across the Pennines. West is best when it comes to some brightness, so glimmers of sunshine through western Scotland, but it's 5 or 6 degrees today. When you add in the wind, it will feel close to freezing.
Comedy
I really
show.
need
Is
it.
that what
I
we
love
want?
you.
What?
Just so.
Right.
Stuart,
Excuse me, can you get her out?
From the
We
studio.
won't.
Now, the question is, I was in South Africa last week and Laura told me how much she loves South African wine. So that got me thinking, she wants something fruity as a gift, she wants something bold-bodied, she wants something that really is robust. Laura, I got for you some South African ketchup. Fruity, full-bodied and genuinely delicious. Nicer than the one we all know and love.
Well, ours has just run out of the kitchen, but I was really hoping for one.
Sad times for you, Laura.
Thank
Sad
you.
times. Run it, Stuart.
Well, that'll be all over my dinner later on this evening. Good morning to you. Our weather is stuck in a rut, and it's a cloudy one, and it's thanks to our friend high pressure. It's a Scandinavian high. High pressure sits over Scandinavia, and it means that it's like a big force field. These weather fronts are moving in, trying to make progress. They're not very successful, and our wind comes from the east. There's easterly feed of air dragging in all the cloud from the near continent, which is why it's so grey and grim at the moment, and those cloudy skies also bringing some outbreaks of rain. Subtle changes into the weekend. This milder air makes some progress, so temperatures climb a little. More on that later. For today, it is cloudy yet again. There's rain and drizzle yet again, and it feels cold yet again, but not quite as cold as yesterday. Here's how it looks first thing this morning. Cloudy skies for nearly all of us. A touch of frost in the far north with some clear skies. Temperatures just a few degrees above freezing. Outbreaks of rain and drizzle for much of Northern Ireland, Scotland, central and eastern areas of England. This is where it's heaviest and cold at the moment. Cold enough for the Pennines and the Grampians, for some sleet and snow across the highest ground here. Today, the winds not quite as strong or raw as they were yesterday. So the rain as well that comes in isn't quite as heavy. And with the wind chill, it's 4 or 5 degrees today on the thermometer. But when you add in the wind chill, it's maybe 1 or 2 degrees. So yesterday, it was actually sub-zero with the winds. Today, it will feel close to freezing. You'll still need to wrap up warmly and yet again take out those umbrellas. So let's see how things subtly change as we head through the next 7 days. So look across the north of the UK first of all. Scotland, Northern Ireland, northern areas of England. The white line is where temperatures should be, and it's a little below average but moderating into the weekend. Percentage chance of rainfall, the risk of the sleet and snow over the tops of the mountains the next few days, and the outlook is drier but albeit very cloudy. Now, looking at our fortunes further south for England and Wales as we head through the next 7 days. Again, temperatures are below average for the next few days, just climbing a little as we head towards the end of the week, but percentage chance of rainfall. Again, the next few days, the greyest conditions with this rain and drizzle turning cloudier and even brighter by the end of the week. Good morning to you. It is cloudy, grey and grim yet again. We're stuck in a weather rut thanks to a big area of high pressure recycling the cloud over and over, and it comes yet again with rain and drizzle and a real chilly feel as well. Greeted by cloud for most of us this morning, a touch of frost in the north, a damp and drizzly for much of Scotland and eastern England. There'll be some glimmers of brightness out towards the west of Scotland later on today, but for many of us, it is cloudy, overcast, grey, dull and damp. Cold enough for some sleet and snow across the mountains of Grampians and across the Pennines. But the wind today not quite as strong as yesterday. So 4 or 5 on the thermometer. When you add in the wind chill, it will feel maybe just 1 or 2 degrees above freezing rather than the sub-zero that we had yesterday. And we keep these cloudy skies for the next few days. There's plenty more story to come. You're watching Good Morning Britain here on ITV1. Good morning to you. It is cloudy, grey and dull yet again today. It's thanks to a big area of high pressure that sits across Scandinavia, and the winds come from the near continent, which is really cloudy. And we're basically just recycling areas of cloud over the next few days, and the easterly wind is what makes it feel cold. Hints that things turn a little milder by the end of the week as weather fronts try to make progress, but they don't succeed for most of us. For today, like I said, cloudy, grey, dull, damp, drizzly, feeling cold. Not quite as cold as yesterday. The winds are not quite as strong, but we're greeted by more cloud this morning. It is damp and drizzly with rain for eastern Scotland and the northeast of England. It's cold enough for the Grampians and the Pennines, for some snow across the tops of these high ground here. But west is best. There'll be some breaks for western parts of Scotland, perhaps some for West Wales, but most of us, it is cloudy with these grey, miserable leaden skies, 4 or 5 degrees at best on the thermometer. But when you add in the wind, it will feel close to freezing. So another day to wrap up warm and grab the umbrella. There's more of the same for tomorrow.